Welcome to the Business Clicks podcast, the podcast that interviews business owners to discuss their struggles, strategies, and successes with using the power of the internet to grow their business. We discuss the transition from brick and mortar growth strategies to digital alternatives. We provide new and exciting tactics each business can use to be successful in this new digital world. I'm your host, Adam Barbro. Let's get stuck in. Welcome to this episode of the Business Clicks podcast. Joining us today is Ben Maher, from the Education Director from Full Spectrum Education. Ben, before we get stuck in, I want to ask you one thing, which was, what is the one thing you believe that will make a successful business in the years to come?
I think that the one thing, first of all, thanks for having me on the show this morning. I really appreciate it. It's an absolute pleasure to be on your show this morning, Adam. With regard to your question, I think that the number one thing that matters in life in general, but certainly in business and certainly in my field, education, is passion. If you're not passionate, you're going to very much struggle to do really anything productive in your life, I believe. Passion is number one.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's, and I'm sure we'll get into this during the podcast, but I think it's one of those things where the more we're starting to seeing it more and more, the people that go out there and really just live their life based on what they want to do are able to monetize it in a way that's much more beneficial to, living their life and actually earning money than those that just try and chase money or chase greed or something like that. I think the passion behind what you do actually makes you more successful in the long run.
I want to just bring something up on that point too as well. It's interesting that you started the conversation with that point. I saw something yesterday that there's this misconception that we have to enjoy everything in our life. I think that to be able to do what you need to be able to do and what you would like to do, so in other words, follow a passion, you need to be willing to do the things that people don't want to do. And I think about that on a daily basis. So having the capacity to utilize, what common society would refer to as soft skills and implement that into your daily life is very crucial.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I'm sure we're going to get into this part of it because I think soft skills are probably one of the most underappreciated skills happening. And yet when you see people that are truly happy and truly successful, their soft skills are usually, very adept.
No, absolutely. And I think that developing the soft skills, if you're a lifelong learner, you never stop developing your soft skills. For me, if you're continuously learning, it means you're continuously trying to develop a better version of yourself. And that's what life's about. Yeah,
brilliant. Do you want to talk a bit about, your business background? Where did you start? How long have you been doing this? Why did you decide on the industry that you're in? And sort of give us a bit of a, background and story behind Full Spectrum Education.
Absolutely. So, as we all know, my name is Ben Maher. I'm the founder and education director at Full Spectrum Education. But for a lot of years, I was a teacher. And I still am a teacher, but in a different context. And so I was, I graduated high school in 2005. I started my education journey in 2007 after a short stint looking into going down the medical route. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately, I guess, I decided that my version of helping people was going to be through education and not through the medical field, because I actually don't cope very well with loss and all that sort of stuff. So that was my plan, but I always thought it would be in the mainstream system. Unfortunately, as I was on Steve Austin's ABC podcast last year, and I highlighted to him then that, we're 39th in the world in education and in the world rankings. And the reason I wanted to leave the system, not because I didn't enjoy the 12 weeks of holiday, but it's because I wanted to make a difference. And so I was a teacher in the mainstream system from 2011 to 2018. I then took leave for 2 years, but the Full Spectrum journey kicked off in 2016, where I did a year's worth of research at testing out the model. So the time of the model, an hour a week, 2 hours a week, 3 hours, half an hour sessions, whatever would work, I would try. Then what happened is I discovered that it would work, and I discovered that 2 hours a week was unique to us, and then everyone else, all of the other companies, the outside of school education companies, which most people would refer to as tutoring, were offering, basically whatever the parents wanted. Now, I don't know about you, but when I go to my doctor, I don't tell my doctor what to do. So what I wanted to do was create a landscape for parents that they could trust. And so we do 2 hours a week. We go into the parents' homes. We don't charge them. It's a free consultation. And I started this journey in 2017. And I was teaching full-time, and also I was working 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. every night and 7 till 7 on both weekend days to ensure that I could earn the respect so that I could build a staff that were both passionate and excited about education. And for me, this was the number one thing, to earn the respect of staff and students so that I could build a team. And then in 2018, it was time for me to leave my head of department of mathematics role on the Gold Coast. And it was time for me to work and run Full Spectrum, which, as we stand here today, is located in Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Melbourne, Sydney, and Adelaide. So I'm very proud of what we do. I'm very proud of my team. Couldn't do anything without my team. So thank you to all the teachers out there that are working hard, even as we speak. And very excited for, the future and implementing our motto, which our motto is we don't tell students what to do, we teach them how to do it.
That's brilliant. I love that. I wanted to point out one thing there, which is something you're talking about, which is you're noting that your staff are teachers, not tutors. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah. So a tutor, if you look up what a tutor is, you don't require any academic qualification to be a tutor. So we hire educators that are adult educators that are qualified to teach in TAFEs, universities, all of that. We hire qualified school teachers who work in schools. We even hire doctors to work with other doctors, to work with them on their medical journal papers as adults. So we service everyone from 3 years of age through to PhD level. And as it stands right now as well, we teach 12 languages.
Yeah, wow. So there's a massive, I guess, a really broad range and depth. From when you start...
As I said before, Adam, our passion at Full Spectrum is to help people.
Yep.
Which is why if any of your viewers look on our website, we actually are a health company as well, and we have a bookstore as well. So we're actually publishing our own brand as well to further help the community. Yeah,
wow, brilliant. I wonder, it's from when you first started, and you were talking about, as you talked about early on in the process, was this the plan? Was this the plan to create something? Is that where the name came from? Hey, we want to cover, all facets of education from all levels? Or is this something that developed as you sort of grew and, worked out the kinks of the business model and everything?
So the name is the Full Spectrum of Learning. So if it was appropriate, I'd be using a rainbow, but obviously, that probably isn't, that rainbow is used for other things at the moment in our society. But imagine a rainbow, the full spectrum of the rainbow. That's what I want you to picture when you think of Full Spectrum, encompassing everyone and everything. And remembering that from the top down, our passion is to help people. Education is our vehicle, so is health. But at the end of the day, we're about helping people and, serving others.
Brilliant. So along this journey, obviously, like any business, being able to bring in, I guess, new clients, new leads, new people that you're able to actually serve and help is obviously vital to the business's success and your ability to be able to grow and help more people. What, I guess, take us back to the origins and how you brought new people in and how maybe how has that changed, if it has changed at all over the years with your ability to sort of, I guess, get some more attention, get your reach out there a bit more?
I guess from my perspective, I just want you to know that, yes, it is absolutely, and I couldn't do the job without my teachers, but not only that, it's about having people to help me and help the other members of the management team grow as professionals. And I suppose at this point, I want to take the opportunity to thank one of my coaches, Michael Crossland. He's a world-renowned coach, and was one of the speakers when Richard Branson came to Brisbane at the end of 2019. And the reason I bring up Michael right now is because Michael works with me every week and is helping me to be a better version of myself so that I can help others in the way that I desire to. So not only do you have to focus on growing, I suppose, the mechanics of the brand and growing the resources and all of that, you have to actually continuously work on yourself, because people won't respect people that they don't believe are working on themselves. So that to me is very, very important.
Yeah, definitely. I think a quote that pops to mind, I don't remember it exactly, but it was from Steve. I believe it was Steve Jobs that said, "Your company is only able to grow as far as your capabilities." So if you, as a founder, a CEO, a leader in any way, is limited to your potential and your ability to sort of grow with the business cannot outgrow you because you're the one at the helm of it. So I think that's incredibly important to remember for all business owners. So it's not just implementing good strategies and not just having good systems and processes, but being able to upskill yourself as a business owner will allow you to then grow the business along the lines with you, because your business is limited by your potential.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, great. So talking about that, I guess you've got this business coach, and I know you've worked with marketers and stuff in the past. How do you sort of get out there and get your name out there to the community? For, I guess, maybe take us through, are there any certain strategies that you're using for the younger generations compared to maybe someone like a PhD student? How does that sort of vary, and what sort of strategies are you using?
Yeah, so with regards to what we do and how we do it at Full Spectrum Education, the thing I love and I'm very proud of is that we have, parent information packs on our website, which are over 20 pages in length, which outline this in detail. And what I'm tremendously excited about from that perspective is that our parents can click on there, whether they're in Queensland, Victoria or New South Wales, and have an in-depth look of how we cater for their child's needs for their context. So our booklets are different based on Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales or South Australia. They're all different. And so what our strategies revolve around is matching up with the pedagogical framework, which is a teacher way of saying how you deliver information to the kids. So we match the strategies that match the pedagogical framework that's delivered in the state that we are residing in for that particular team. So whether it's our Queensland team, our Victorian team, New South Wales or South Australian, we make sure their strategies are matching the teaching methodologies that are adopted in that state.
Yeah, right. And I guess to talk more a bit about the lead generation, how do you actually how are you getting those parents, for example, onto your website? How is that process starting, sort of top of funnel?
Well, you know what they say, good news travels fast. No. So for me, what it's about being authentic. It's about having other parents sing our praises, because at the end of the day, self-praise is no praise. So for me, we have almost 200 5-star reviews, and as far as I'm aware, the next company doesn't even have 50. Yeah, so the reality is that our company is absolutely at the forefront of making a real difference. We do not offer online learning as a primary model. We believe in going to the children's home. We believe being one-on-one in the home is the only way to make a difference. We do exactly the same job as the teacher in the classroom. We use the same document. We teach the school's curriculum documents from the school. The only difference is the child's in the comfort of their own home in a one-on-one setting.
Yeah, wow. So it's not that you don't have a program that you are putting out there. This is a very specialized, I guess, case-by-case scenario. We're able to help individual needs. And your, I guess, lead generation method is by ensuring that you're bringing the best experience possible so that your customers are no longer customers, but are actually advocates for your business.
Correct. So our model is teaching the skills system one-on-one in the home and providing high-quality teachers to do so. And we are essentially a bespoke school.
Yeah, brilliant. Have you, as part of that sort of, I guess, advocacy program where you're obviously, I don't know if you get your parents to sort of go out there and be like, hey, if you know, like what we did, please recommend us or anything, you know, or is your marketing strategy sort of, do you do any digital work? Like how are you sort of assisting that sales process and nurturing people to be able to, you know, come out and sort of understand you a bit better? Where's the nurturing sequence there?
So we have a marketing team, and what they center around and focus around is highlighting all the good work that we're doing and putting that up online. So really, I suppose if you want to know our main strategy is simply awareness building, because what we're doing is fantastic. So, and the reason we're doing it this way is we don't lock up, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned this yet, but we don't lock our parents into contracts. So they're free to leave at any time. So it's like when you go to a Good Life gym and you ask for a personal trainer. They have to be good, otherwise they won't have a client base. We are exactly the same.
Yeah, brilliant. So your lead generation model is based around the referrals from parents that have experienced you and loved your service, and then the ability to sort of not only have them share your story, but you sharing it themselves and showing the differences that you're making to be able to generate awareness. And that awareness and those, I guess, case studies and testimonials do the sort of lead generation and nurturing for you. Is that correct?
Absolutely. If you're good, two mums will chat over coffee. You don't need the billboard next to where they're having coffee to get their attention. You'll already have it.
And I noticed you mentioned that you have guides and, you know, other assets that parents can get off your website. I'm assuming that's also part of the nurturing sequence and being able to provide them with information about what you actually do and how you do it in a way that's easily accessible and scalable. Is that other than guides you have on your website, are you doing more in that area?
Yeah, visibility is a big one. Visibility is a big one for me. And if it's not visible, I'm not quite sure what it is that you're actually doing. So for me, creating that visibility for our clients is one thing.
Yeah, brilliant. And I guess other than the advocates and the awareness that's coming from, I guess, your customers, what other wins have you sort of had in terms of generating awareness? Is there anything that sort of stands out to you where you're like, oh, we were featured here, or we, you know, is there anything that sort of stands out as something that really helps your business sort of generate a lot of awareness?
Yeah, look, to be honest, you know, people recognizing what we do and being willing to talk about it is the way we appreciate it. Yes, it is always nice to, you know, have a feature article or, you know, be on a podcast like yourself or whatever, but what we're focused on at Full Spectrum Education is the child. And if we focus on that, then everything else takes care of itself.
Sure. Have you tried, or have you like, you know, dipped your toe into anything like Facebook or Google Ads or anything like that?
We do use those systems, of course, but the fundamental principle that we pride ourselves on is living the motto. We don't tell students what to do, we teach them how to do it. So that when our parents receive the free consultation, 5 minutes after we walk in the door, they can see that motto right there in the living flesh in front of them.
Yeah. Okay. So you do still use other digital marketing strategies. You still are using Facebook or, you know, this similar sort of paid advertising streams to be able to build that awareness.
Yeah, we definitely have awareness pieces for sure that our marketing team work on. Absolutely.
Yeah, brilliant. And throughout that process, has there been any, I guess, difficulties that you've sort of experienced, or is it something that you just sort of have developed over time into a point where you're like, hey, this is a good lead generator or a good awareness tool that we're using on a regular basis? And are you limited to just doing like Facebook, for example, or have you dipped your toe into other means like, you know, YouTube ads or anything like that?
Yeah, so we have a YouTube channel. We have over 100 videos on our YouTube channel. So please feel free to check out our YouTube channel if you'd like to have a look. We have parent testimonials, student testimonials. We have our community partnerships. We have everything on there. So YouTube's definitely something that we've created as awareness. We don't heavily promote it simply for the fact that we don't want to be salesy. We just want to be providing awareness for our clients. Because, you know, when you're dealing with people's kids, you have to be very mindful that you're being authentic. You know, we're not selling a car. we're working with people's children.
Yeah, right. Talk to me a bit about that. That's interesting, right? So instead of, I agree with you in being able to provide, I know, YouTube, for example, most businesses that do well on YouTube, or most companies or personas that do well on YouTube are there to provide real value, which gives them, the awareness that they're after and helps them in a more, business lead generation way. Tell me a bit about that sort of approach that you just mentioned around, obviously you're dealing with a lot of younger students and clients in that sense. So how do you tread carefully in that area, knowing that you're not just promoting a business, but you're dealing with, the future of the next generation?
So when we give our parents the testimonials, we give them a chance to, we don't dramatically edit any of the footage. So, and we have that policy because we want it to be authentic. We ask open-ended questions, and so they have an array of questions to answer, which will give the viewer an insight into what we do. But as I said, we don't heavily promote this YouTube channel because we want it there as an awareness piece for people that are interested on their own. We're not trying to shove this in people's faces. As I said, when you deal with people's children, you want to be very authentic and you want to be focusing on the improvement of their child. That's the number one thing.
Yeah, it sounds like your model around any sort of awareness and the marketing strategy is heavily built around providing value and being present to showcase that you're there to assist people rather than trying to make, the sale. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, correct. The sale, number one, I don't refer to it as sales. I refer to it as, helping another person, because that's what we do. Yes, there is a business function to it, which has a sales a process, but I'm fairly confident most quality real estate agents wouldn't refer to their clients as sales. They would refer to them as clients. And so we view the parent as the client and the student as the child we're trying to help.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you almost look at a client as in two aspects of there's the sort of business side of it, and there's the person that you're actually there to ensure that you're able to assist and serve.
I just think that naming conventions are really important so that you don't convey a wrong message, that's all.
Yeah, brilliant. I'd like just to sort of summarize around things that you've said there, which is, your business is obviously there to serve a full spectrum of people, as you could say, from, younger children in their early years of education all the way up to PhD students. And the presence and the way that you're going out with your business to, attract these people and provide leads is through a advocacy system where the service that you provide is that good that it provides natural word of mouth. You've 4x the competition, your ability to have reviews, 5-star reviews online, which then further improves that and helps that flywheel effect of you generating word of mouth business, and that your content online is purely for a value providing and a bit of attention rather than actually, it's more top of funnel type awareness rather than trying to push them down into making sales. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah, brilliant. I wanted to thank you for coming on the podcast today, Ben. If people are interested in working with Full Spectrum, whether they've got kids or whether they're at university or whether they're looking to maybe do their PhD, where should they go to contact someone at Full Spectrum Education?
The best way is to go to www.edu.com.au, or alternatively, if you're the type of person who'd like to have a chat, please just call directly our 1300 number, which is on the website, or my personal mobile. Feel free. I always hand it out to clients. We are a family at Full Spectrum. The number is 0438 165 912.
I'm your host, Adam Barbro. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Business Cliques podcast.